Randy California was a guitarist, singer and songwriter and one of the original members of the rock group Spirit, formed in 1967. Biography: California was born into a musical family in Los Angeles and spent his early years studying varied styles at the family's Los Angeles folk club, the Ash Grove. His uncle, Ed Pearl, was the founder of the Ash Grove. He was 15 years old when his mother Bernice Pearl and new stepfather, Ed Cassidy, moved to New York City in the summer of 1966 because Cassidy had a number of jazz gigs lined up. It was there, at Manny's Guitars, that Randy met Jimi Hendrix. He played in Hendrix's band Jimmy James and the Blue Flames that summer. California: Cassidy and Pearl lived in an apartment building in Forest Hills, New York called the Balfour, whose other residents included future Steely Dan co-founder Walter Becker, who cites California's blues-based guitar style as an influence on his own playing. The stage name Randy California was given to him by Hendrix to distinguish him from another Randy in the band, Randy Palmer, whom Hendrix dubbed Randy Texas. When Hendrix and California were invited to come to England by Chas Chandler, former bassist of British invasion band the Animals, who became Hendrix's manager and producer, Randy's parents refused to allow him to go, insisting the 15-year-old stay and finish high school. By some accounts, Chandler wanted Hendrix as the only guitarist for the band and nixed California's going to England. Hendrix invited Randy anyway, so they could go find Jeff Beck. Together with Cassidy, songwriter frontman Jay Ferguson, bassist Mark Andes and keyboardist John Locke, California founded the band Spirit. Their first, self-titled album was released in January 1968, a month before California's 17th birthday. He then wrote the band's biggest hit, 1968's I Got a Line on You for Spirit's second album, The Family That Plays Together. He also wrote the single 1984, released in early 1970 and banned from most AM radio stations at that time. He also penned Spirit's other hit, Nature's Way, for the band's best-selling album, 12 Dreams of Dr. Sardonicus. Christopher Cross covered Nature's Way on his 1994 album Windows. In addition to their role as the pioneers of jazz rock fusion, Spirit's music still stands as a unique sound mixing ethereal notes, hard beats, and a satirical view of the world. Jimmy Page may have reworked California's guitar riff from Taurus, an instrumental song from the first Spirit album, when he wrote Led Zeppelin's Stairway to Heaven. Led Zeppelin was on the same bill as Spirit on 2 American concert dates in 1969. In 1996, in the liner notes for the reissue of Spirit's first album, California stated, "People always ask me why Stairway to Heaven sounds exactly like Taurus, which was released 2 years earlier. I know Led Zeppelin also played Fresh Garbage in their live set. They opened up for us on their first American tour." The fact that Fresh Garbage was a track from the same album that includes the song Taurus further fueled the belief that Led Zeppelin was at least aware of the song. In 2014, a copyright infringement and injunction lawsuit against the reissue of Led Zeppelin 4 started with the lawyer saying, "The idea behind this is to make sure that Randy California is given a writing credit on Stairway to Heaven." Spirit was invited to open for Jimi Hendrix at Woodstock. However, band manager-producer Lou Adler, who, ironically, had been one of the founders of the rock festival movement 2 years earlier, as a partner in the Monterey Pop Festival, where Hendrix premiered in the US, opposed it because the band was busy promoting their latest album, Clear. Because guitarist Ritchie Blackmore disliked When a Blind Man Cries, Deep Purple never played the song live during his stay with the band, with the exception of one occasion, on April 6, 1972 in Quebec, Canada, when Blackmore was ill, and Randy California stood in for him. When Ferguson and Andes left Spirit to form JoJo Gunn due to the slow sales of Sardonicus, and then his dear friend Hendrix died, a depressed California left Spirit. He recorded Capped, Copped and the Fabulous Twirly Birds, which included California and Cassidy's version of Paul Simon's Mother and Child Reunion plus a slew of authentically Hendrix-like tracks. In 1972 the album was released at virtually the same moment as JoJo Gunn's first, eponymous album that featured Run, 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 and a Spirit album called Feedback that was recorded by Cassidy and Locke and guitarist-bassist brother duo Al and John Sahaley, who wrote and sang most of the material on the LP. In 1974, California legally acquired the band name Spirit. From then on, he and Cassidy stuck together. That year, they signed with Mercury Records. Death: California drowned in the Pacific Ocean in 1997 at the age of 45 while rescuing his 12-year-old son Quinn from a rip current near the home of his mother, Bernice Pearl, at Molokai, Hawaii. He managed to push Quinn toward the shore. The Randy Craig Wolf Trust was established after his death and, using royalties from California's recording contracts, financially supports the Randy California Project, an after-school music education program for underprivileged elementary school children in Ventura County. Solo albums: Capped, Copter and the Twirly Birds, Euro-American, Restless, Shattered Dreams, The Euro-American Years, 1979 a Euro 1983, 4-CD set. Videotaped performances: Night of the Guitar, Hammersmith Odeon, London, November 26, 1988 CD. Notes. References: Gregory, Hugh 1000 Great Guitarists. Rock, Jazz, Country, Funk. Balafon Books, 1994. Larkin, Colin. The Encyclopedia of Popular Music, 3rd edition, Macmillan, 1998. Larkin, Colin. The Guinness Encyclopedia of Popular Music, Guinness Publishing, 1992. The International Encyclopedia of Hard Rock and Heavy Metal, Sidgwick and Jackson, 1984. External links: Randy California tribute page with artwork by Jim Warren.